Hello, we are almost halfway around Britain now, and this week we travel through the Caledonian Canal. The Caledonian Canal connects the Scottish east coast at Inverness with the west coast at Corpac near Fort William in Scotland. The canal was constructed in the early 19th century by Scottish engineer Thomas Telford. The canal uses locks. A lock is a device used for raising and lowering boats between stretches of water of different levels on river and canal waterways, and we went through 29 of them to get to Inverness. We woke up after our very limited sleep from being up until 4:30 in the morning the night before to a crisp morning and a view of Oban in the daytime. It was beautiful and we did some exploring, including visiting McCaig's Tower. We then had some veggie curry for tea. Then it was time for yet another sail training game. Sail training game! The cereal box game goes like this. You have to pick up a cereal box with your teeth without touching the floor with your hands. Seems easy enough, right? Wrong. Because every round the box gets made shorter and shorter until only the most flexible of people can reach it.
I think, no, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Single man, reveal yourself.
Hi, I'm Steve from Kent. And I'm so swag.
The next day we left for Tobermory, where Balamory was filmed. We got some great sailing in.
We're sailing. Do you know what is?
But from far away, Tobermory didn't look that promising.
That is there, isn't
No,
actually.
it looks really shit, actually.
It looks really. We cannot let Matt know that. No.
No.
Luckily, it lived up to expectations once we got there. Tobermory truly lived up to the magic we were expecting and gave me massive nostalgia for Balamory. The next morning we had pancakes and said goodbye to Tobermory. Then we headed for Loch Ness. At this point I felt very at home in the mountains. We were having so much fun.
Funky town. Won't you take me to Funky town?
And when we arrived in the loch, it took my breath away. As soon as we got into Loch Ness, I had an incredibly strong sense of déjà vu, to the point where I was convinced I had seen it in a dream before. I think the mountains hold a lot of mystery that we don't understand, but they were definitely beginning to change my brain chemistry. The water looked absolutely stunning, so we couldn't resist going for the first swim of the trip. I didn't want to leave Loch Ness behind, but I get a funny feeling it won't be my last time there. We hoisted the anchor in the morning and made our way to the start of the Caledonian Canal. Corpac. As we arrived in Corpac, I knew I was going to love the canal. One of the things I noticed most when looking back at footage of the canal is the colours seem to be so saturated. I thought it might just be my memory, but it turns out the Caledonian Canal might have some real magic to it. It was time for the next pie competition.
Do
Well, no, there's another pilot competition tonight. It's going to be tense. It's going to be crazy.
We're expecting tears.
Yep. Category, the night sky. Things were amping up. Our plan included dolphins, the Orion's belt and the moon, and Starboard Watch's pie consisted of a lovely dot-to-dot design. The pies were ready to go in, and then we were free to explore Corpac for a bit.
Fail to do. Chassus. Clean. Wow.
Ben Nevis never failed to amaze me. Ben Nevis, stood there, what the actual... It was time to judge the pies.
That the Seahorse star constellation is perhaps going to have to pit what I really was going to be my original winner. The theme was the night sky, so
Wait, what?
it's going to be the Seahorse
Starboard.
Everything in
Symbolism. Talk to the hand.
The next day we headed for Fort Augustus, and what a start to the day. Today it was time for Neptune's Staircase, a series of water locks in a row.
Neptune staircase. Neptune staircase. Neptune staircase.
Up the lock, we're going 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 up bang, the lock, we're going bang, the lock, we're going bang, the lock, we're going up 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 the lock, we're going
We didn't actually make it to Fort Augustus that day, as the boat in front of us had some problems. However, everything happens for a reason, and it meant we got to stay in Loch Laggan overnight. Loch Laggan is a place I can barely describe to you. It felt like a dream, and the only word I can use to describe it is quiet. The same day, we found out the boat in front of us that had broken had been repaired, so we rushed on board and made our way to Fort Augustus. Fort Augustus was lovely and gave us a chance to get a sense of the culture around the canal. Then it was time to travel to Inverness, which means we would be leaving the canal, but not before going through Loch Ness.
Oh my god, it's Ness. It's monster! I got that.
We're here in Loch Ness, where Matt has lost his hat.
Where is the hat?
As you can see, he is hatless. Face of a hatless man. If I'm allowed, I may go up to the bow to get a closer look.
And we've had some reports of a missing hat. I'd like to ask you, how are you feeling about this situation?
It's shocking.
I know.
How could someone lose their hat in the Loch Ness? You're never going to find it. Nessie would have eaten it.
Maybe Nessie has eaten the hat.
I think it has because we cannot find
We haven't been
it
able to see.
anywhere.
It does seem like this is quite a big area of water to lose a hat in, so
Don't
we
think
may or may
will
not find the
find
hat, depending on which way the river is flowing. How are you feeling about the situation?
Oh, well, I'm devastated. It was such a nice hat.
I've been able to locate the hat yet. Did you see?
Yeah, we have the planes out. We have the planes out looking for it.
So it's the end of chapter 3, and I hope you can see that the canal changed me for the better. I think about it almost every day and definitely plan on going back. Next chapter we explore Inverness and Edinburgh. See you then!